Have you ever left your AC or your fan on at night and when you woke up in the morning the temperature dropped and it was really cold in your bedroom? Well, that happened to me this morning, but instead of being frustrated, I had a smile on my face because I know when that cold weather starts coming in, that means home prices are going to start dropping. The real estate market is starting to shift, which means that if you're a home buyer or a real estate investor, now might be your time. Let's take a quick look at what's going on in the Chicago real estate market. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you some secret insider info that if you're a home buyer or a real estate investor, you might want to hear. And don't forget to smash that like and that subscribe button and let me know in the comments any questions you have about buying real estate. Let's take a look at Chicago's MLS to see what's going on with the market. If we look at the average home sale price, we can see that looks like after around July, home prices have been steadily dropping. Also, if we take a look at the average time a home is staying on the market, that's actually starting to increase as well for the first time since February of 2022. This means that homes are now staying on the market longer. On top of that, a report from the Mortgage Bankers Association that was released at the end of August stated that mortgage applications have actually decreased. Mortgage applications are down 3.7% more than they were last week, and mortgage applications have been declining steadily in the last 8 of 9 weeks. And according to the Mortgage Bankers Association, demand continues to shrink due to higher rates and a weaker economic outlook. They also go on to say that rising inventories and slower home price growth could potentially bring in some buyers back to the market later this year. To me, it sounds like the Mortgage Bankers Association also think that once the weather starts cooling down, it'll be a good time to buy. Now, I know with all this news about the home prices falling and mortgage applications decreasing, people are going to automatically start thinking, oh, we're in a recession, the housing market is crashing just like it did in 2008. However, home prices always tend to fall during the colder months. It happens year after year. Let me show you an example. Let's take a look at this graph of the average home price in the Chicagoland area for the past 3 years, just so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, if you can see from this line, there are a lot of peaks and a lot of valleys. And all of the peaks are during the summer months of that year. So, like for this year, it looks like the peak was June, and then of course in July and August, the prices started falling. Now let's go to last year's peak in June 2021. And then of course the next month the prices start falling. Then 2020, the same thing kind of happened, but 2020 was a weird year. That was just the year of the seller and the pandemic, so prices really didn't go down that much at all. And as we can, even if you go back to 2019, you can see June is pretty much the top of the year, and then right after June, prices seem to keep falling during the fall and the winter months. So that's what home prices tend to do. And now it's September, so it's about that time. So now that we're into September and the weather's only going to start getting colder from here, that's why I suggest that maybe now is a good time for home buyers and real estate investors to look into buying a home or some rental property. Home prices are going to go down, and it's a good time for you to take advantage of that, especially if you've been dealing with the real estate market within the past year and all these multiple offers and prices just skyrocketing. All of that is pretty much over now, and in the colder months, you might be able to take advantage of some sellers who are going to be desperate. Now, speaking of sellers getting desperate, here's a little insider info from you coming from me as a realtor, and while this is just my opinion, do with this info what you will. Over the past few weeks, not only have I been getting a lot more emails from listing agents who are pitching me whatever home or real estate they're selling, I've actually been getting cold calls from realtors who are asking me if I have any potential buyers for the home that they are selling. Now, if that doesn't scream of desperation, I don't know what does. I remember just a few months ago, sellers barely even had to lift a finger in order to sell their home. They pretty much just put the home on the market at whatever price, and they had multiple offers within hours. Some of the homes didn't even have pictures of the inside. It just said home for sale, and everybody fought over it. Now all of a sudden they're calling people, actively cold calling just to drum up some business and trying to find buyers for their properties. To me, that sounds like they're starting to get desperate. And when sellers start to get desperate, that means you as a buyer can get a discount on the property. This is a very big deal in my opinion. So if you were thinking about buying some real estate, I would start getting your ducks in a row, getting your financials in order, and start getting pre-approved so you can take advantage of this situation while it's still there. And remember, if you're thinking about buying or selling any real estate in the Chicagoland area, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help.